Shazam! The Fury of the Gods. Came back from this last night. I don't know what happened to me last night. I got home, and I normally would have probably done a review when I got home, but something happened around 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening, and I just had this massive F-off headache. Like, I took 2 Tylenol, I ate, I drank, I laid down for an hour before I went out. I was still feeling terrible. I still went out to see the movie. And then I got home, I need a hot shower. I need to just crash. And then I woke up and I felt like, if I didn't know that I swore I had a hangover or something like that. It's like I didn't have the headache, but I just felt tired and off and all that. But I still went out to see Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Now, I didn't stay for the second post-cred scene because, like I said, I was feeling like crap. I stayed because I was sure there was at least a mid-cred scene, which there was, and it was pretty enjoyable. I'll say this: I was not expecting the characters that showed up in the mid-credit scene, based on where they've shown up previously in the DC universe, to show up in this movie. But yeah, anyway, Shazam! Fury of the Gods. What did I think of the first Shazam? My review for the first Shazam, I think me and Mark both reviewed that back in the day when he was still reviewing. Mark's still around, by the way. He's so busy he can't really do it anymore. Maybe one day he'll get back into it. But no, so we saw the first Shazam and we loved it. We had a great time with it. It was a fun story. There was some heart in there. There's a message about finding your real family, all wrapped up in this silly premise of I think he's supposed to be 13 or 14, 15, something like that, year-old kid who can turn into this grown-ass superhero, but is still a kid. And that's a lot of fun. Mark Strong was a fun villain. They definitely went a little harder at some point, like the whole Seven Deadly Sins office room or office board death scene, murder scene. That was pretty dark, all things considered. And so we cut to now where we catch up with the Batsons. Well, they're not really the Batsons, but Batson and his adopted family. He's about, I think they said 6 months away from turning 18. He's where he's going to age out of the foster system. Meanwhile, the Daughters of Atlas are here to come and get revenge and steal back the powers that were stolen from them by the wizard himself, who they never name. He's just the wizard. Who is still around. They never still explain why he's still around, by the way. Just that I think there's one line that says because I gave all the magic, I couldn't hold my form in the Rock Fraternity, so I ended up here or something like that. And so that's basically that's the basic premise of the story, and it doesn't. I mean, there's little side notes here or there going on, but it really doesn't devolve from that, and it gets going quick. We see where they're kind of at the in the very beginning of the film, but what we really start with the sisters stealing their staff and doing some messed up stuff. There is a body count in this film. There's a shockingly impressive body count in this film. But we catch up with them, and we really do get into the story quick. And the story stays, I wouldn't say it's breakneck pace, but it's consistent. It keeps the energy going. It knows when to stop for a moment of just reflection. It knows how to set up a joke. Not every joke works. There's some characterization that's supposed to be funny there. I'm like, look, at 18, I can't speak for everyone else, but I will say this. While I certainly wasn't as mature then as I am now, I was more mature than what we kind of see Billy doing and how he was acting sometimes at 17 and a half. It's particularly, particularly reacting to the whole Wonder Woman bit, which if you've seen, I never reveal anything that's not in the trailers. She's been shown to be in the movie because of the marketing. She's been shown. I won't say in what capacity. It's not a lot, but how big the role is. But she shows up, and she shows up twice. And in one of them, I'm like, I'm watching the scene, and I'm like, this is cute and humorous, but he's 17 and a half. I get it. On some level, I get it, but on another level, I'm like, you should be a bit more savvy. You're acting more like you're still 13, 14 versus 17 and a half going on 18. And that's the thing. Maturity level-wise of some of these characters they don't seem consistent with where they should be at that point. And that I felt that didn't jar me, but that was noticeable for me. Let me get out of the way right now all the stuff that I kind of had an issue with. The villains, I thought Helen Mirren's great. There is there's really only two villains. I won't reveal that bit, but there's someone else who's kind of an antagonist. I'll just say that. Lucy Liu, I love Lucy Liu, but I don't want to say she was phoning it in all the time. But there were some line reads where I'm like, is that really the best take they had? And you see it in the trailer where she's on the drag and it's like, we end this now. I'm like, wow, that felt so flat and lifeless and needing of a paycheck. Look, I get Lucy Liu hasn't been in a lot lately, but I mean, I like Lucy Liu. You could have thrown a little bit more effort into that, Liu. It's all good though. Most of the CGI is fine. There are some like background effects that look very CGI, and it doesn't always look like the character. It looks like the character's on a green screen. And then there's some world logic problems. Not going to say exactly what happens at the end, but they're in a location at the end where they kind of explain how you can get there for all like our main players. But then someone shows up, and I asked the question, okay, wait, what? And how they showed up, I'm like, oh God. Like, how the character showed up, I'm like, okay, really? Is that the best they could have done with that? But I'm also asking the question, wait. How? I get, in theory, why you could be here, but how did you get here? So there was just some world logic problems that even by the movie's own world building logic didn't quite add up to me. There was one or two other things here or there, but apart from that, it's still a lot of fun. I don't know if I'd say I like this as much as the original, but I think I did very much enjoy this. I don't think this is better than the original, I think is what I meant to say, but I think I like this almost as much, if not as much, as the first film. I don't know. I guess it's a Sophie's choice on what you like. Do you want a bit more of a compact story with the first one? Well, yeah, I think it's a bit more of a compact story. Or do you want the more fun, wacky shenanigans, world-ending stuff that still delivers a lot of the heart? There is a wonderful scene with Billy and his adopted mom, and it plays on something that Billy had been dealing with in the movie. And the payoff for that was a really sweet emotional moment. I'm like, oh, that was nice. There's also a joke about Billy's constantly crushing on Wonder Woman the whole time, and there's a joke that revolves around him and Freddie, his adopted brother with the limp, about them liking older women. I'm not going to exactly say what that means. There's a joke involving liking older women, and I'm like, okay, that was good. Freddie's, by the way, I mean, they all kind of have their moments, certainly, like they still do. Mostly it's Billy's show, obviously, but Freddie has a lot of fun moments. He gets to work off Jaimon Hansen for some scenes. That's great. That's a lot of fun. He actually gets to work off Helen Mirren for a little bit, and Lucy Lawless, that's Xena. Lucy Liu, so that was really good, and him and Billy have a really good relationship. There's this new character of the shoes who's kind of his love interest, and they're actually really sweet together. She's played by, I think, Rachel Zegler, I think that's her name. She's really sweet. I really kind of liked them as a couple. They were really cute. The youngest one, the little kid, she's got a few moments there. Plus, obviously, they have their adult forms as well. The two other siblings don't have as much. The heavier set one and the video game nerd, I can't remember their names. They're still around. They still do stuff, sure, but they're not. There's a good reveal. Not a reveal with I can't remember the heavier set one. I'm sorry if I have to call him that. I don't have I should have gotten the IMDb up actually, but there's a funny little reveal. It's like where they're all saying something and he reveals something about himself and we're like, oh yeah, we know. And it was actually all like, oh, that was also kind of like, huh, that's funny and yet nice at the same time. The dragon effect is really good, by the way. I should note that. There's a lot of creature effects. You know, see in the trailer where they're actually fighting, like there's like a manicore. They're riding on unicorns at one point. Not explaining the context of that. The context of that is actually very funny. And then there's the oldest one, the adopted sister or adopted sister, not the stepsister, whatever. His adoptive sister, the sister from another mister. Sure, let's call it that. Her. She's got some decent moments. I'll actually say this, she might be the blandest of them in terms of a character. But she's also the oldest, so she's actually the most mature of them, and is actually the one Billy goes to for the most advice. And they do talk about that quite a bit. There's a lot of fun new lore shown off. There's a scene involving this library, which is really cool and really funny as well. There's a scene involving Hellmere reading a note from them, which is hilarious. We get to see like their world, the realm of the gods, which is really interesting to see. I mean, interesting maybe is the word. There's potential there, and it's a nice effect. I mean, it's pretty bland, but the whole point is they lost all the magic of that world. The fight sequences are great. It's just a fun time. The jokes, most of them land. Like I said, like if I had a nitpick, I'd say that they don't all land. The ones where their maturity level isn't matching their age to a certain degree, and that's fine. We all act immature sometimes, but sometimes it leans a little heavy into I'm a little bit more immature for my age kind of thing. And yeah, it doesn't always work, but most of them work. Like I'd say 90% of jokes land, and the ones that don't aren't groaning. They aren't cringeworthy. Save for not even the bit at the end there. Because that wasn't a joke. That was just the way they decided to introduce that character. So yeah, it's not bad. It's actually a really fun ride. If you're looking for something that is just fun, literally popcorn entertainment, this would definitely be the movie I'd suggest going to see right now. Because if I go to my local Cinemark right now, what do we have available in Cinemark to see at this moment? By the way, this is actually probably a solid family film. Superhero or not, this is just a solid family film. It's got some good moral values, good lessons. It's bright, it's colorful, it's a lot of fun. So what else we got here? We got Scream. Okay, I mean, fun. That's a certain type of fun for the horror lovers. Creed 3. I don't know if I'd say that's fun. It's a good movie, very good movie, but I don't know there's definitely fun in like the fights and stuff like that. But 65 is its own fun. Champions, from what I understand, is a decent movie. I liked Ant-Man and the Wasp, but I can understand why other people didn't. I know nothing about this movie. I saw the poster for this when I'm going to the movies last night. I'm like, what the hell is this? My guess is it's a comedy, though, so there's that. Cocaine Bear. I mean, that is fun. And then Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots, all the fun. Everything, everywhere, all the fun. Avatar, The Way of Water. I'll be honest, I don't know how much fun I'd say that movie is. It's a good movie. I don't know if it deserved Best Picture nomination, but it's a good movie. And then Everything Everywhere All at Once is still in theaters. Everything Everywhere, all the fun, all at once. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking for something fun, either go see Puss in Boots. I mean, Cocaine Bear's a thing, but if you don't want an R-rated movie, can't go to an R-rated movie, you want to take the kids to something, Shazam! Fear of the Gods, I think is a good recommendation. So that's my thoughts. I really actually liked the movie quite a bit. If my girlfriend was interested in seeing it, I would definitely go see it again. I don't know if I'll see it on my own again, because I didn't see Shazam, the first one, more than once in the theaters here. And I loved it. I really did. But there's some movies where I'm just not in. I've got so many movies, particularly with this month alone. I had so many movies to see. I just sometimes can't go out and see a second showing of a movie. I mean, Puss in Boots was a big exception to the rule, but we had a big lull in January and early February, so that's partly why. Like if this had come out same time as Puss in Boots did, I would have gone see it a second time. I saw Ant-Man and the Wasp twice, but that's because my girlfriend hadn't seen it yet. So yeah, next week is going to be John Wick Chapter 4. Oh God, God rest his soul, Lance Reddick. I just found out today that he passed away. 60 years old. They say it was natural causes, but at 60 years old, that implies he probably had something. Which that sucks. It really did. I always enjoy, I mean, I remember seeing him in a couple other movies as well, but I always loved seeing him in the John Wick films. And it'll at least be good to see him one more time on screen, on the big screen, in this one. So, God, love and condolences to his family and friends. I didn't know him. I don't remember. I don't know any of these people. But anytime we lose a life, it sucks, especially when they were someone who actually brought entertainment to us and made us a little happier every time we saw them in some way. So yeah, Lance Reddick gone at the age of 60. That really sucks. And I'll probably speak a little bit more about that next week when I actually see the movie, because I'll be seeing the movie and talk about the movie, so I can at least give an idea. And look, I'm sure he's fantastic in the movie because he's fantastic in all three of the movies. I loved him in all the movies. I really did. So it is what it is. Anyway, I digress. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you folks for the next one. I think I'm probably just going to wait till tomorrow to do the what if. So, because it comes out tomorrow anyway, so give me some time to just kind of chill out and veg. Anyway, have a good one, folks.